Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
If for one night we gon' get drunk, we gon' do some drugs, we gon' smack bitches, we gon' do what we do best. And you know what? Motherfuckers is already talking about it. They can't even follow me now. If I gave you a map, goddammit, you still couldn't follow me. I'm doing my thing now. Ain't nothing changed about me except my age. I got a little older. I got a little wiser. But the gangster is still the gangster. And this will be a night that goes down in history once again.
Brand new, the retro. 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 Brand new, the retro.
Brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something. I hear a lot of talk by a lot of honkies sitting on a lot of money telling me they're high society. But I'll let you know something. If you ask me, this is the high society. This is the
Hey guys, what's up? This is a bonus episode of High Society Radio. We've been trying to do a little bit more of these. It's a special kind of bonus.
This is a crazy thing that happened.
It's a blessing in
It is-
disguise.
I'm just going to throw this out there. You have never once.
Yeah.
We've been doing this show for over a dozen years.
18 years.
We've been doing this show for 74 years.
Yeah.
You have never once come to me and gone, Chris, I want to do this. I want to do extra stuff. I'm always kind of going, Johnny, you want to do a thing?
No.
And you're kind of just like, oh, God, would you stop? Would you
Well,
stop
I'm
on-"
married now,
You
so I wanna get out the
You kind of talk to me
house.
like I'm just your white friend from work. It's infuriating consistently, but you told me
Yeah.
you read this book, Adult Agency,
Yeah.
by Jennifer Steele Mondello.
Yeah.
It's about being in a porn industry.
It's a
And getting
fucking
out of it.
riveting story. Now, let's shout out Lainey, who got us the booking. She's working, and this young lady's doing tours and stuff.
So Lainey, who books the SDR show for Ralph Sutton, reached out to you on Facebook.
Yep.
And said there's a good guest for your show.
And it's so
Sent
rare
you
that
a
we
copy
get
of the book.
so
Send
rare
me a
that
copy
we
of the book
get
after. You
that
sent
we
it to me
get
afterwards.
guests though.
Uh-huh.
You were like, yo, is it
Say,
really?
what are you spitting on paper face? I mean, come on.
It was just like you're like, oh, is that really Lainey? You thought we were getting fucking pranked for a second. I was like, no, yeah, it's legit.
No, I literally went, is this from, you just sent me a forwarded message with no, you don't understand, you just,
So hyped,
I wasn't
so
sure
hyped.
if you had gotten hacked and was trying to scam me by
No.
saying, hey, do you want to meet a porn, like you just sent me a message that was clearly not written in your voice, said
I was
nothing.
just hyped. I'm very rarely ever hyped about stuff.
You're
And
excited for this
The
show.
book is fucking phenomenal. We're gonna have her in now. She's gonna plug it.
I was reading it. I mean, look, some of her
It's-
accolades just in the adult film industry are insane. Fire breathing
Yeah.
during sex acts, which I want to do. You're saying we have no alcohol for me to try fire breathing on
Well, we
the
can't
show?
do it in here. We'll burn the studio
we
down.
can do it in here.
I
Sutton's on
seriously
vacation.
Don't want to try that. I don't want to die in studio. And then when we have our
You
first
don't have
guest,
to. I'll do. We'll have Coop do it. Coop,
You know what?
go
Yeah,
out in
Coop-
the back.
Coop
and,
is perishable.
yeah, you're.
We can make another Coop, I think.
Yeah, we could definitely make another Coop.
Just
we'll
me
just
and you.
jizz in his mom.
It's
You're fine.
I mean, I didn't want to say that, but
It's fine.
it's good. I'm so nervous. Shit, we got a good,
nervous.
big guest, great book.
Okay.
I don't, I'm not a reader like that.
You
But
are
this
not
shit
a
was
reader,
good.
and you read that book in 3 days.
Yeah, I was high. I couldn't fucking sleep. But like, yo, this shit, everything's legit a page turner. It was. I mean,
everybody
we'll
should-
have her in now.
Yeah.
Coop, if you could please get our guest.
But I just want to give a proper plug for it again. It's
Yeah.
Adult Agency by Jennifer Steele Mondello. She had out of the adult film industry, did the whole did the college thing.
Yeah,
We'll talk to her about it when she gets in here.
we can literally now say she's an author. The book is that good. We'll have her in.
I'm an author too. I wrote only comic books though.
I mean, that still counts as something, though.
Doesn't it?
Fucking Stanley. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Jen, thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting.
We do apologize for that. We're in a rush.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So, no, Coop, you didn't have to walk around and put the cans on. That would have been. Love these interns.
Yeah.
Oh, so very hyped. Like I was saying, we very rarely have guests, but nothing of this pedigree. Like the book is awesome.
I only heard a little bit of what you were saying.
No, the book is fucking
so,
amazing.
So Johnny hasn't read a book since they made him read To Kill a Mockingbird
Yeah, it's been a
freshman
while.
year of high school,
It
but he
has been a
finished
while.
your book in 3 days.
That's beautiful to hear.
Oh.
That's gorgeous to hear.
It's riveting. I have questions. Don't want to give too much away too, because we want people to buy the book. But your life is so very fascinating. lot of trauma in there. But the fact I couldn't even say you had a comeback because you never stopped. You just kept going, no matter what. You didn't fucking quit, and I respect that. 1, 2, how you balanced your home life with everything is just it's just amazing.
Well, actually, something I was interested in the book, the way that you got into feature dancing, which led you to, I thought it was pretty interesting, and I didn't quite understand exactly what you guys were doing, but you were the spam ads of hot singles in the neighborhood. Was that it?
Wait, what?
When you guys were, the first couple of chapters of the book, you were talking about you and your ex-husband were running spam ads.
Yeah.
Yes.
To lure people in,
Yeah.
and then so people got to know those pictures, so you can kind of feature dance off that. Was that what it was?
Well, that's kind of what our plan was to do in the future. Like we were already spamming pictures, and we
Okay.
were making money off.
You guys
that.
were one of the first to do that, right?
Well, it was when it like spam was a new word.
Yeah.
And like it was kind of a like underground geeky kind of like, you know, some people knew what it meant.
Well, you need to know, yeah. I mean, because this is 1997.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you need.
So the internet was like people were still like figuring out how
A lot of people didn't have internet.
knowing basic HTML and CSS was really a high level skill that you could actually.
Yes, I had
fleece roots with.
HTML for dummies at that time.
Really?
I was trying because I was thinking, oh, that'd be cool if I could be a webmaster, you know. But then like everyone became a webmaster, so.
So at the time, you're stripping at the time,
Yeah.
and then so you're doing these spam things. So you were talking about Jill Kelly, who I mean, honestly, hadn't thought of that name in 50. I mean, that's a juvenile masturbatory
Yeah, she was a
thing for
beach
myself.
body gal.
Yeah. And it's she was feature dancing, and it kind of made you. That's what made you want to start doing that.
I saw her show and I said, I want to do that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then how?
And she was so beautiful, like just. She was just like, obviously you were a fan. She was just so all around everything. Jill Kelly was, I mean, she was a star.
Oh, like to be around her and such.
Just in every way, she was so humble and
She had an
like,
aura to her. Her
yeah,
stage presence
and
was-
she just glowed, and her smile. She looked like she was a supermodel. Like every time I saw her at any convention or anything like that, she just had this poise that was like she was a standout.
The way you show respect for people in the book is also pretty cool because you imagine it, but then like, well, you can kind of see it in your head, which is dope. But then like another part of the book, which sadly is a part of it, is how much trauma you've dealt with yourself. The Ron Jeremy shit was terrible. You were one of the first 4 people to speak out about that before
Yeah.
anybody.
I know that Ginger spoke out before me, and I don't know who else spoke out before me, but I don't know.
So I do in the book feel like I know the girls were there for you. Ginger Lynn, Miss Glass was also there for
Leslie
you.
Glass, yeah.
Leslie Glass. And then they helped you out. But then the weird part about it is you guys all run in the same circles. And they were possibilities of you running into the guy, which is so fucking weird. Like, I know you describe how you felt in the book about it, but like, how did you deal with that? 'Cause I know you had nausea and stuff like that, but when you ran into him, what would you do?
I would avoid him. Like if I was at the AVN convention, and that was really the only thing that I did. Where like at first there were a couple of things I did at first, and I realized I couldn't be in the same room as him deliberately.
Definitely not.
And AVN was big enough to where I would go to that knowing he was there, and if I just had a glimpse of him coming down the walkway, I would just go the other direction or something and just avoid it and let it pass.
But from when his incident with you happened, probably with Ginger Lynn, I think it was back in the 80s when that happened to her. He had a career over 30 years. And everybody knew what the fuck is. That's the amazing part of that is how the fuck he was able to operate. And he had like a modus operandi. Like he had a way of doing this shit. Everybody knew what it was. There were 6 girls in the Rainbow Room. The Rainbow Girl, whatever he raped.
I mean, these are accusations, but Ron Jeremy's also. There's a thing with like some older men where it's like there's a lot of stuff that's coming out with Hugh Hefner now where it's like these kind of things that we almost kind of like as a society kind of put a veneer on and we like knew like we all I mean whatever we were younger at the time when these things were going on but it's like we all kind of like knew Hugh Hefner was probably a fucking creep, right? Like we probably all knew Ron Jeremy was a creep, right? And it was just kind of this thing where we were like I don't know, that just kind of is a thing.
Well, the way Jenifer says it in the book, and then what's coming out now during his like. He hasn't had the trial yet because I think he's insane now or some shit. That's what he's trying to sell. I didn't know he was like he's a serial fucking
might be-
rapist.
well,
He's been found mentally incompetent to stand
Yeah,
trial.
that's what
really?
they say. Yeah.
Is he just too?
Legit.
Is he just old?
No,
He's
batshit, man.
He's had signs of, and I don't want to speak about somebody else's mental health, but I know that there's been some signs of decline over decades. Yeah.
So this is an odd question with something like that. So you have an issue with Ron Jeremy, who's arguably the biggest male adult film star of all time. You're working in the industry at the time. I know most girls have like
This was before my first scene.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I know it
Yeah.
happened before your first scene.
he fucking flew out for a hustler
Yeah.
shoot.
I mean, technically, I was just a stripper and a model that when it happened. You know, I hadn't even done my first scene yet.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're breaking into the adult film industry, and I know you started with the girl stuff, right? And then, but even once you start working with men, I know women have like there's a no work list, right? A lot of girls.
Well, you saw that with Jim South, but you didn't see that with Charlie Fry.
Yeah, Charlie Fry.
What do you mean?
Piece of shit.
Well, there were two agents that were in there that kind of contrasted with each other. There was
Okay.
Charlie Fry, who was the one who hooked me up with some really bad stuff, and
He's
then
a
there
real
was Jim
sleazeball.
South, who was the agent the way an agent should be.
Okay.
And he unfortunately died in the last couple of years, but there's a rest in peace at the end.
Yes, definitely.
And he gave me the do's and don'ts list that the other agent didn't.
Oh, I see.
Because
So-
the other agent just sort of let people coerce me into whatever,
I got you. But is it like a hard sell with somebody that's as famous as Ron Jeremy is in the field? You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you say, I don't want to work with Ron Jeremy or somebody of that caliber, is that like almost like for producers or directors, does that work against you and your ability to earn?
I wouldn't think so. I don't think saying that you specifically won't work with one specific person, that's not going to make or break somebody.
Because it could just be an attraction thing or anything. It's not like necessarily you have a problem with them.
Yeah, he was the, Jim South said he was the number one most requested to not work with.
Really?
Ron Jeremy,
That was
yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, you're quite the reader.
Oh yeah, no, I was. It was just amazing. Like, and then there's also a weird part of the book. My wife doesn't speak English, but I had to break it down. And she's like, "Why do you look like that?" There's a part where your stepdad, Groomer, that you named him in the book, him and your mom, your adoption mother, were plotting to get you pregnant
Yep.
to steal your
So
baby.
they could have a baby a new baby for themselves.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So if your psychiatrist that you got didn't see that, you would have never picked up on
She
it.
was the real hero of my childhood.
Yeah, no,
because
she's definitely
she
just
helped me
props.
escape to out of town when it was time for me to go to college, so that I could find agency.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and I'll give you credit too because you've handled the situation because you've had, like I said in the book, it's hard. I mean, there's triumph in there.
Well, and stripping saved me in a sense, so
Well.
it kind of comes back to that. The ending kind of comes back to the beginning.
But I feel like you also had a good partner in Doug. He helped you with the kids.
Oh yeah, he and I are still very close.
Yeah, I part of me wanted y'all to get back together in the book.
Yeah,
I
I
like,
know.
man, that's pretty dope. That'd be nice. But it worked out in the end. You guys are still cool.
that'll happen in the
He-
streaming series
well-
based on the book.
Maybe.
You know what's really cool is I'm doing a book signing next month at his adult bookstore.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
That's
so I'm
cool.
doing my first signing at his store. So and he's in it, and I asked him to sign it with me, and he's
Oh, that's nice. That's real cool.
Well, where's the store in case anybody wants to come to the signing?
it's the Fantasy Shop in Daytona, Florida.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and
Go
it's
get a
going to be
sign.
during Bike Week, October 14th and 15th. I will be signing there.
There you go.
Thank
Go
you
get
for
a
letting
copy
me
of
plug that.
Adult Agency.
Yeah.
Get it signed. That'll be great. All right, so I'll switch it a little bit from the book. So the fire breathing with the how did you decide like, all right, I'm going to be the person who does the fire breathing in the porn?
That was when I saw, I saw a couple of other features do it, and one of them taught me a little bit of something. Once I started playing with it, I thought I can like promote this as like a thing.
No.
So I started going to Burning Man. Have you ever heard of Burning Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
We
have,
actually once ran a poutine truck at Burning Man.
Did you really?
No,
Okay.
not
Nah, that
poutine
was
in
an
the
idea
sand.
we wanted to
Yeah,
do
we
it,
wanted
just-
to do it. Our GoFundMe
we
didn't
had
really
no
take
fun.
off.
okay, I started the Orgy Dome out there.
The Orgy Dome?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah,
So
it's an area where people can go have sex, like that's
What?
away.
Is it
from-
an actual dome?
Sometimes people don't want to like go in their tent or like back at their camp or
it's
whatever.
just-
They
so-
want to get together without people knowing.
In the middle of the desert, there's just a dome, and it's just people getting it on.
yeah. Well, now
Oh,
it's
that's awesome.
they keep it like different tents like that are kind of connected. Like it changes every year. I don't run it anymore,
That's
but
pretty rad, though.
it kind of took off without me. I started it and then it just like kept going.
You should have bought that domain name. I feel like Orgy Dome. Can you see if orgydome.com is available, Mike?
No, my lawyer actually owns like all the
Really?
like,
he owns the trademarks?
He has the trademark. He has the
Okay. Nice. So do you get like a door fee when they run it every year?
No, but he gives me he gives me free legal advice all the time. So
That's probably worth it.
but no, there's no door fee there. There's no fee for anything at Burning Man.
I feel like we could start a business though where we construct orgy domes. Or you could license this name. This is a franchisable idea. I feel like Orgy Dome.
I wouldn't go there because he's got it trademarked.
True.
They're doing it in different countries now.
So you're saying they're this is the website?
Yeah.
Whoa. I never knew this was a thing.
So wait, did he stole your idea
No,
and then trademarked
he didn't steal my idea.
I mean, it sounds like it is.
and then just gives you free legal advice?
Jen, are you...
Nobody makes any money at this thing. Trust me, it costs more money to put it on than it does.
Yeah, but
it's
we
like
start building orgy domes in every
I
podunk
believe
town
it's
in this country.
I think it's a non-profit right now.
Maybe orgy
Just
complex.
but you got to call it something different.
Wait,
Well,
is it
orgy complex.
Do it. Just call it something different. It would be like any other swingers club chain there is.
That's true. Is there swingers club
Because
chain?
that's what that is.
Is that a thing too?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What's a swingers club chain?
I know there was one in Brooklyn.
Is it like
I mean,
a
it's just-
Blockbuster card? You
it's
can
just-
use it wherever?
No, it's just any swingers club that's owned like many clubs owned by one person.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
that's a chain.
Mike, see if that is actually registered as a non-profit. That'd be crazy.
Oh.
If he's
I
getting,
think it is.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So he's getting tax write-offs for running an orgy.
that you came up with.
That's better than the Catholic
I
Church.
don't know if that's
No,
fair,
it's not
though.
like that.
I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah.
This is not at all about me getting screwed for anything.
All right.
So let's
trying to
not
make sure.
Yeah, let's not take that conversation anywhere because it's
All
not
right.
going anywhere.
Well, half of this show is about get-rich-quick schemes. We just got in a little bit of an aside.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this is. I have this sheet in front of me with a bunch of stuff that you've done, and I just noticed that this says that you were in The Godfather's Ho Train
Yeah.
more than once.
Oh, train.
We're both huge wrestling fans.
yeah.
Was that just a good time?
It was fun. You know what they did is they would go to different towns and then they would just go to strip clubs and pick out local
I did
strippers
read
to
that
do
in
it.
his book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would just go to the club and just pick girls up
Yeah.
and then just like it's just like a
Just like
feature.
Kid Rock did.
Awesome. Oh, yeah.
Kid Rock did the same thing.
You're his. What's up, Mike?
It is a 501c3 nonprofit that helps with
Orgy Dome.
That's a little...
yeah, it's a 501c3
Jeez.
nonprofit that provides education and training, consent culture, and consensual non-monogamy.
I can say-
Wait, what?
Yeah,
What is
consent culture.
They give talks
Promotes
on
consent culture like adult agency, a memoir by Jennifer Steele Mondello.
Excellent.
Go get a copy on the 15th in Florida.
Go get it autographed. That's
Yeah.
pretty rad.
Wait, so it just promotes consent culture.
We have classes on
consent?
Yeah.
How does that
That's
work?
not the only thing we have classes
No,
on, but
definitely.
on like different types.
Do you guys
of
do
sex,
health
like
screenings
sex
and stuff in
classes.
there? Or?
Well, no. I mean,
No?
it's no.
No, it's a consent
Like,
class.
yeah, we promote condoms and.
All right. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
Is it like the idea of like, all right, so like, what I've been in a relationship for a
I
long
mean,
time.
it's like a swingers club just out of Burning Man.
Oh,
That's all it
that
is.
sounds pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
That puts you in truck with a big
But like
money,
we have
dude.
classes promoting different aspects of consent culture.
Like so, like I'm honestly very curious. Like, so can you give me an example of what a class is and like
Like
how it
you,
would run?
okay, like when you're waiting in line to get into the orgy dome,
Mm-hmm.
like there's actually somebody speaking about like what,
No jelking on the line.
huh?
Jelking is when you pull your penis to make it look a little bigger.
No, I don't think
I
would do
judged the
that.
naked
Oh, I'm
roast
sure
battle
there's a bunch
last
of that
year. I
that
had to
goes
do
on.
Yeah. You have to tug your soft penis in a.
There's a lot of shirt cocking that goes on. You know what shirt cocking is?
I don't know
What
what
is
that
that
is.
now?
Okay, that's when you don't wear pants, but you wear a shirt, so your cock hangs out the
Oh,
Shirt cocking.
shirt cocking.
Pretty
Yeah.
funny.
It looks funny. But yeah, as people are waiting in line, they'll get, some kind of a talk on consent and like how to respect others. And,
oh, like in an orgy setting.
just in general, because it's the same as with the way it should be everywhere.
It's like a colored wristband.
You don't want to touch people without asking. You
No.
don't want to, you don't want to just assume
John.
certain things. And
That's fine. I consent.
We're partners. It's fine.
There you go. So, quick question for you. Also, in the book, you shout out the Pineapple Network.
oh, the pineapple support, yeah,
pineapple
yeah. They were
support,
the people who got me trauma therapy 20 years after the fact.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because how do you go to a therapist and say Ron Jeremy raped me? They don't understand at all the
Right.
connotations of any of that.
But
Like a standard run of the mill. Like if you just walk
Yeah,
into
like
a social worker.
Yeah, I have a psychiatrist, and he's mind blown.
Yeah. No, the
He's,
book,
and he's not even my therapist. He's like, I don't even know who's qualified to see you. But here's your pills.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's like a slot machine went off, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yep.
But like, other than talking to the girls in the industry, did you have nobody else to go to during that time in your life? You couldn't talk to anybody.
Well, there's
like,
really
professional?
like people who haven't been around the industry wouldn't
Yeah.
understand the industry. I would spend
Yeah.
like 4 different sessions just explaining what the normal protocol is for things, you know.
Well, Johnny used to review porn,
Yep.
so he understands the porn industry.
For the
That was
Ron and
his
Fez
gig
Show.
for years. He reviewed porn for the Ron and Fez show.
Yep.
You ever review any of her porn?
No, I never ran into it.
Would you be okay if we did that?
Sure. My porn sucks.
Is it very 90s out? Is it gonna be,
it's really
are you going to dress
90s,
like a
but yeah.
pirate?
Yeah, maybe. I have like a couple little raver outfits and stuff, yeah.
Do you know where they can find anything with you doing the fire stuff? That was tough to find. I was with the missus just to look for. Like, I want you to see
The
this.
best one is
You're
Puck,
with
A
the missus
Midsummer
looking
Night's
for it.
Debauchery,
I was like,
and I
yeah.
can't find it anywhere.
She's better at
What is it
searching
called?
that.
Puck, A Midsummer Night's Debauchery.
Okay.
That has a lot of fire in it.
That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a very high budget pornography film.
It was a Shakespeare spinoff.
Is it like a Vivid?
No, it was Metro.
Metro, cool.
But it was like a big production.
It was
that when those
down in
used to
Brazil.
happen?
We filmed it in Brazil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How scared were the male performers while you were doing the fire? Though? That
They
to be
had
nerve-wracking.
other fire dancers in that movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so they had like other fire dancers performing behind me, and then I had a partner at the time who was used to being around fire
Yeah.
because he's used to be around me. So so we used to like do stuff like stunts where we were having sex while I breathed fire and stuff.
Oh,
I mean, that's pretty cool. But I mean, I think
But other performers like Brian Sherwood did it. He's you know Brian Sherwood. I loved working with him. He was down. He was one of the first that did it.
Look,
oh, here you
it's
go.
on fire. That's
There we go.
Another
That's a flaming butt plug.
Does somebody eat the fire off of the butt plug?
Yeah, somebody technically could.
So that's my question there. What protection do you and the male performer have for not burning yourself? Yeah.
I'm gonna need that as a drop.
Yeah, we're gonna need that for the show.
Okay, so John, if you were still reviewing porn,
I'd call that hot nuts because that's way too close to his. I think he had hair before the scene started. Jesus.
yeah, I mean it is the '90s. I'm sure he had some nut hair.
Now,
Oh, I was like in the beginning of this scene. I spin fire. I know that.
oh. So, quick question, because I know it's you have the dildo inside already, right? At any point, how close is the heat to you physically?
I can rub flame on my arms and legs and boobs and vagina and like
Oh.
I can. That's called contact fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
'Cause I know you did, you used to do with alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Did that,
Yep.
did that
Yeah,
ever
and
hurt
that's-
at all, though?
Well, if you let it burn down,
Yeah.
it's gonna like the fuel is what's between your skin
Yeah.
and
Because this shit is a
the flame.
legit sign. You're like a stunt woman, technically.
yeah.
You should consider
I've been a
doing-
stunt woman.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you work on?
I did Bachelor Party 2. I did a stunt dive on a Harlan Williams, and so the stunt crew
Huh.
worked with me over the weekend, and
That's pretty rad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of confused. Did the guy get hurt though while filming that? Because that
No.
was really close to his nuts.
No, because the flame goes up, so the heat goes up.
Ah.
So that's why he was underneath me.
Yeah. Because I noticed it didn't drip
Now,
either.
yeah,
so.
if like we
Oh,
were
can you just talk
missionary,
into the
then
mic?
we would have problems.
Just talking to the mic, please.
Oh yeah, if we
Producer's
were,
giving me a high sign.
if we were missionary, then we would have problems.
Oh, definitely.
I think you could figure it out.
No way, dude. It's poking right at you. It'd be.
You'd have to be very careful.
That's no.
You might have to ice your nuts beforehand so that they,
Get fucking Freddy Krueger
Pull
nuts,
up.
dude.
if you put an ice pack on your balls so they cinch up near your body, I think you could get away with this. I mean, my balls are hanging lower than they used to, but I feel like when I was
that's part of
20,
aging.
I could do the missionary with the flaming
No
butt plug.
way. That's too much pressure.
No, on an ottoman.
I'd watch. I'd chill back and watch. Like, oh, that's awesome. Being there, it takes a certain kind of nuts.
Have you ever
and I
tried
do
it?
that.
Breathing fire with in reverse cowgirl is amazing.
Really?
yeah.
You have one of those, Mike? Can we get
I
a
don't
reverse
know.
I know
cowgirl
in the
fire
book
breathing?
You said you did a gangbang. How does that work with firing a gangbang?
See,
though?
that's what I would be terrified of, is the gangbang fire.
Yeah.
It's just the same. It's just more guys around.
But the flame is the flame is the same size. Is it bigger because there's more people involved?
They just have to stand back while I'm breathing fire.
You're the only one working with the fire. The
Yeah.
male talent's just
yeah,
there.
they don't know what they're
props.
doing. They're just kind of there, like trying not to catch fire.
Cool.
That's what I'm saying. is I'd be worth, talk about friendly fire.
It was for show, it wasn't, it was for show.
But that's pretty odd. Like, I think you would probably be one of the only stars on there, at least in America, that works with fire in a video. I don't think I've ever seen as much porn as I can't recall a 5.
It was hard to get directors to do it.
Insurance stuff,
Yeah.
right?
There were some directors, like there were some artsy directors that were really excited about it.
Okay.
And there was one director, the same one who shot this one. I would just bring stuff and he would shoot it, like whatever.
Okay.
So, and that was cool.
pretty cool.
And then like other ones, like I would have to talk them into it, or they would have to come up with some gimmick that went with it, or
I would be surprised that they wouldn't be like, okay, this will differentiate my movie from all of the millions of porn.
like HBO Sexetra and Playboy TV. Playboy TV Sexetra and HBO Real Sex.
They had problems with it?
No, they did a great job with it.
Okay, I would imagine that like, Real Sex seems like the place that would want it.
Yeah, they were both like softcore, but they did a lot of really cool stuff with Fire.
Because with that time, you definitely could have done a Backdraft parody. It writes itself.
That's right around that. That lines up with the time. You have a Backdraft parody?
Well, it's not a Backdraft parody, but it is a fireman movie.
Okay.
And Jerry Tanner did it, who's the same one who does like all the he does all the spoof movies.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad. You also mentioned Peter North in the book.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard what's going on with Peter.
But I really wanted to be with TT Boy.
Yeah, your interaction with him was, who TT Boy is, right?
No, who's that?
He's
2 Chainz?
No, he does the like videos in Brazil sometimes. I know him from that. He's mad aggressive. He's like
really
a dynamo. He's good at what he does.
Okay, pull up some TT Boy, please.
The tension you guys have when you just interact, and you guys don't have sex. If I read that correct, you guys
it's really this. In my opinion, it's the sexiest moment in the book.
Yeah, I was like,
and we didn't get to do anything.
Highly aggressive. You guys are just talking like it sounds like you're having sex, but no penetration.
Yeah, it felt like it.
But I know. Like you described Peter very lovingly in the book. He's had problems recently though with the law with his wife.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about that.
Is it a domestic thing?
Yeah, he's been accused. I'll say that. I don't
You're
know.
very abreast of all this.
I can only speak for myself and what I've seen.
I was just looking up to people.
Yeah.
No,
but you said
I don't know.
But he was a class act with you. Always treated you nice from the way you described.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's
Very
actually
protective of talent.
he's the example of the director who has control over his set and follows informed consent.
Okay.
And there are other directors that don't in different ways.
Now, how much zinc does he eat a day?
I don't know.
Got to be miles of it.
Yeah, he's got to.
He did smell like vitamins, though.
Really?
Yeah.
That's got to be how those ropes come out. I'll tell you this, just in general, rule of thumb for any men listening to the show, if you meet a woman and she's not in porn and she knows who Peter North is, make sure you keep in contact with that lady.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna throw that out there. That's a keeper.
I feel like they missed out with him not playing a Spider-Man character.
Right?
Great at it.
If he could, his cock's big enough, he could tuck it back and shoot it out of his butt like a real spider.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But like I said, just seeing you here, because you hear horror stories about girls in the street, like similar to some things that you've gone through, and they can't handle it, and you're here, and you got a flourishing writing career. You're doing great.
I had to come off drugs.
Yeah.
Go on lithium.
How long have you been
get
sober?
Help. Huh?
How long have you been sober?
Well, I can't really say I'm sober because I smoke pot.
That doesn't count.
California sober? Is that what
other
we're
than
calling that now? That's the official
Yeah, I
term
think
for that?
so. That's what kids call
Yeah,
it.
it's been. I haven't done hard drugs in years.
No.
Yeah.
But
I don't have like a birthday or anything like that.
Oh, like an anniversary?
Yeah.
I honestly, I kind of really commend you for that. It's like, more power to anybody for getting sober.
Yeah, that's not fucking easy.
You don't have to tweet about it once a year. I get it. I'm proud of you.
I like my mornings.
Just in general? Oh, because the hangover stuff.
Like before the sun comes up, I'm awake, and that's like my best thinking time, and it's quiet, and like people like aren't up.
Before the sun comes up? Like 4 in the morning?
Like 4 in the morning. Like
Really?
I love like 4:30 in the morning.
So you're just keeping construction worker hours as an author.
That's when I start writing. That's like when I start thinking about, well, sometimes I'll like just pace and talk to myself and kind of like think about what I want to write
That's
about.
writing.
Yeah, that's
Everything
right.
else is typing.
Thank you. Well, I start by hand.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, that's walking around, talking to yourself is writing.
Yep.
That's absolutely true.
With OnlyFans being a thing, have you ever considered like doing anything on OnlyFans, like fire stuff, anything like that?
Well, I'm done performing. Like I'm 50 years. I'm 50 years old now.
Yeah, but Nina still performs.
Huh?
Nina Hardy
Yeah,
still
oh,
performs.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
like
it's-
I can see you definitely having a market, especially with the fire stuff. Would be awesome.
Well, it's not honestly since I started taking lithium.
No.
It's my energy level has changed, and it's not. I'm just not as it was great at the time for trauma therapy,
Yep.
you know, especially since I was undiagnosed. And now that I've been diagnosed and I'm stable, like it's just not something that I'm, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind picking up some poi or, you know, breathing fire here and there or whatever. But as far as like becoming a performer and like doing scenes or, you know, I think I'm just more interested in writing. I know that's maybe that's boring.
The book
I don't
is
know,
really
but-
good.
Yeah, I feel like I can reach people even more if it's through words than
It's so graphic how you write, like when you had sex with the police officer in the woods on top of the car. It was graphic, but it was kind of cool. Like, holy shit, I see this in my head.
Describe it for the listeners at home so that we could sell some copies of
It's
Adult
in the book.
Agency.
I don't want to spoil everything.
See, when
in
I
the book.
try to like explain things, like I'll give you something really cool. All the stuff that happened to me, like in my childhood that we talked about, I tried to explain that to my brother growing up, and I couldn't do it. And certain members of my family, and when they read this, they got it. Like after like
sometimes
you
it's
know,
like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was, but they had to read it in a narrative to get it. So there's something about the written word that things can come across that can't in other media.
Well, I'll say this. I probably couldn't tell you 3 plot points from any book I've ever read, but I could tell you how every book I ever enjoyed made me feel while I was reading it. Right? So I'm sure he's the same way. That's why he can't describe any of the things like the sex with the cop and the thing for the people listening at home. So we can sell copies of Adult Agency, which you can get on Amazon and you can get in Daytona, Ohio.
It's not going to be as sexy as her saying it. I feel like I'd fuck
I want you to say it. You
so
mumbly mouth, and you're from the Bronx. It'll be this is still a comedy show.
All right, so she's working at the club, cabaret, I believe, and then the officer would come in on his shifts at night, give her like a little like head nod and a wink.
You sure you didn't write this erotic stuff?
I wish I did.
You're doing a great job.
It's pretty.
I'm all stiffed up.
I'm not fucking sexy, all right?
All right.
I can't.
No, you got
sound
fucking
sexy.
great tits.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. He'd give her a ride home, or
Okay.
she'd follow him sometimes, and then they'd end up in the woods. And I'm pretty sure it's kind of cold because it's the woods, and somewhere or another they either have sex in the police car or on top of the hood. She's like, she literally describes it. You're on all fours on top of the hood while he's thrusting inside. You're like, well, this is pretty awesome.
You must have been pretty tall.
I was, definitely got to be told to do a thrusting on top
Right,
of the
'cause,
hood.
I was
Police
actually
car's taller than a
standing on the
bed.
ground, but my hands were on the hood.
Oh.
Like I was just bent over the hood. But keep going.
I mean, I don't.
love
I have
your
allergies right now. It
summer-
definitely
No,
doesn't
keep
sound
going.
sexy. No, I'm going to blush right now.
Harrington,
that
you're
was
all
really
boned up in
good.
there, right? Slap your cock on the glass. You guys get
Yeah,
Hard as a rock.
But see, there is some eroticism in there, you know.
Oh, no,
but
definitely.
But it's
A lot
just
of it.
there's a lot of realism too. So
I was scared at one point in the book when you were hitchhiking
yeah.
and the guy brought you to his house. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna end well. I'm like, God,
I
she's
know.
been through so fucking much.
Yeah.
I'm like, please let it just get out of there, all right? And then the way you described it, it came off very empowering. I was like, holy shit, you pulled it off. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Even the way you ended it with the firefighter party, your first party, was fucking dope. So like I said,
All I did was tell the truth.
definitely. I mean, it's just awesome. Everything you've lived through, and I would say survive, but yet you're still here. You're very you're perky, and you wrote a good book about it. You have a legacy to you. One of the first performers to do fire stuff, Kid Rock shows. You featured. You were in Hustler. You did. I can't even run off all the shit she's done because it's so fucking.
I got a list.
You have a list.
I have a
but
list. Yeah. Hold on.
there you go. He's better at it. than me.
Pyromania, which I assume would be one of the more artsy fire moves. Sarajevo. What is that a war-based porn?
No, it was a Zupco movie.
It was a what?
I got to tell you, and you know.
What is this?
It's really artsy.
Oh, okay. The only person
Nobody needs to know why it was named that. Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Probably doesn't know why either.
probably slightly less artsy, Butt Faced 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was the plot of Butt Faced 2?
There was none. It was Gonzo.
Oh, Gonzo stuff, cool.
Oh, so it was just
Yeah, I
butts
did a lot
and
of
faces.
Gonzo. I did more Gonzo than anything. I was a B porn star, and I was an A-rated feature entertainer, dancer,
I feel like with the
but I
names
wasn't.
like with the names you've met though, and all the stuff. I wouldn't say you're B. I think you're like right there on an A. I mean, not mainstream in that sense, but you did Kid Rock shows.
Yeah.
That's pretty mainstream.
Well, I'm as I said, like as far as a feature entertainer,
Yeah.
like I was definitely up there. You know, I was on covers of magazines and all. But as far as like in porn, like I wasn't a Vivid girl. I wasn't a Wicked girl. I guess is what
you're a
I'm saying.
Penthouse girl though.
I was not. I was in Penthouse, but I was not.
You weren't considered. All right.
Yeah.
I
Not
figured
a
once
pet
you
or
do
whatever.
It was like some little thing in the back.
Was it?
This is a question. So we're talking about, and there's been other people that have gotten in trouble with, not to keep bringing it back to the Ron Jeremy thing, but there's been a lot of guys that have there's been some other porn guys who have gotten in trouble for taking liberties with girls recently.
James Dean recently.
Well, James Dean is the guy I was thinking of. And is there any of those that come out and you go, I could have called that? Because like you've been out of the industry long enough, but like something like that happens and you hear about it.
Like I'm sure you still get some gossip from the girls.
Because like
once in a while.
particularly with that guy.
Yeah, but it's like I don't want to.
No, we're not asking to name
But
names.
keep talking.
No, particularly when it came out that James Dean was kind of a scumbag, I was like, yeah, I could have called that. And it's not even because of like the porn he's in.
And it's weird too because he fucking got
So you know what though? Like I worked with him, and I never got like
that
like
vibe?
it was honestly an unnotable scene. Like it was not.
No, but he was trying very hard to be in the male feminist space as a guy who does porn, and like some of it was. There was a thing where
something for GQ at one point.
He made this argument very public, and I was kind of just like. I felt like he was taking a check away from girls, and I was just like, so like, a lot of girls would get extra money for the first time they do an interracial scene, and he was just like, oh, like, so I can't just have sex with you with my friend because you have. I'm like, how many of those checks is this girl gonna get? Like,
that's true.
There's a cap on the industry. Like, it's like you can only do so many. I get that on the face value of that, but it was like when I saw that, I was just like, I buy it. So is there any of those that come out where you just kind of go, yeah, I could have, even if you never worked with a guy, where you just go, I could have seen that.
Well, first of all, I don't really know who the guys are now.
Yeah.
Like it's been, I haven't really been in the,
while.
like the last movie I made was in 2009.
It's a good year.
I think.
It's a good year for porn.
It was after 9/11. Anything after 9/11 was pretty good, right?
Yeah, but it was like when the recession was too. Like,
Yeah, it was right after.
Yeah,
that.
like nobody had money.
So there's probably a dearth of talent entering the adult film.
Yeah.
Was the title of the movie like Housing Bubble Butt or something like that?
It was just one of those things. I was just still kind of going out to LA and doing movies. I wasn't featuring anymore, but I was like, and the whole reason I was doing movies was to advertise my featuring.
Definitely.
And so it was like I just, that was when I stopped. Was
Now,
in
you
2009.
felt more freedom dancing, doing features than you did in
love
the
dancing.
movie, yeah?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dancing was.
So
that
what?
was my.
What made you stop doing that, but you were still doing the scenes?
I hurt someone else on stage.
Yeah, that's
I
also in
quit.
the book.
Oh. Wait, how did it? I didn't.
Well, just like I called myself out on my own behavior in the book too, and at the end,
That was a shocking
I did
twist.
something to somebody else that reflected what Ron did to me.
I see.
And instead of becoming a serial rapist,
You
I
addressed
quit.
it. Yeah,
I mean, that's probably the better of those two choices.
Yeah.
I would.
yeah, definitely.
I would guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Boy, that was an audio clip right there.
Yeah,
Cut that reel out. Make sure you tag it.
no.
But
It shows the cycle of trauma
That is true.
because that was a full cycle of trauma right there. So
I did appreciate how much it bothered you. Even at the end of the book, you addressed it. One of the main reasons, and also you wanted more time with your kids.
yeah.
I think you're a little hard on yourself as a mother, though. Because no matter what, when your kids need you, you're always there. You don't have to always be the mom that, packs a lunch. Because those moms that pack a lunch, sometimes they have drug habits that they do with the kids in the house and shit. You can get a Lunchable with a fucking needle on the side of it. It's not a good parent.
My best friend said the same thing to me when she read this. She said, "You're being too hard on yourself as a
In
mom."
that sense, as a mother, yeah. I think you and Doug did a great job with the kids.
Yeah. Thank
They're
you.
well adjusted. They come off the book well adjusted. They seemed happy every time you were around. I know you were a little like, parents get tired. I'm a parent. I come home tired sometimes. You can't always be like, hey, yeah, let's do it. Let's cut a birthday cake. You were tired and you made it up to them the next day. That's pretty good. And you acknowledged the fact that you felt shitty about it, but you corrected it. So I think you were a little hard on yourself as a parent. I'll say that. Book is great though.
Thank you.
Are you doing any signings in New York, or you just?
I'm coming back for Exotica, New Jersey.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll be there for that. I'll be signing my book there.
great. When is Exotica?
November.
That is October 20th through 20th.
Me and our producer went out to Exotica a few years ago, and
did?
Danny Daniels punched him in the nuts. It was the best day of my life.
Did you meet Evan Stone?
No. Danny Daniels punched Mike Harrington in the nuts, and it was hysterical. He fell down like a little
God.
girl and cried.
I mean, that hurts. Getting hit in the nuts hurts.
and then got up and said, "Still counts." I said, "She still touched it."
September 16th to the 18th, 2022 in Edison, New Jersey.
And is there anything else you
You
want
mean
to?
October?
October, dude. September would have passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's saying September. I'm literally looking at a thing
dude.
that says September 16th. 18th.
I have October 21st here. Day 1 VIP admission.
Well,
Friday.
where can anybody get the book who's listening who will not be in Edison, New
If
Jersey?
you go to Amazon.com, it's Adult Agency, a memoir by Jennifer Steele Mondello.
And do you have an audiobook?
That's actually what I'm going to get started on as soon as I get home.
Are you reading it? Are you gonna do
Yeah, I'm gonna do the audiobook,
narration?
yes.
Oh, I'm sure then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact,
people are
I
gonna love
started
that.
it and I had like my refrigerator turned on, and I just like I realized I got to start this thing all over and I have to be quiet.
You get a little ASMR in there, you might get some of your old fans back double.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do a regular version and an ASMR version, and then you can make double money.
Do you
People
want to
buy
hear
the
something
book
cool
twice.
I'm doing?
Yeah.
That's actually like it's kind of a solution to everything that you see in this book.
Okay.
If you go to sturdystairs.com, it's going to be a free website for talent, and they're going to be able to go on there after each scene and fill out 9 questions. They're multiple choice questions, and they all have to do with informed consent, having to do with their scene, starting with scheduling, running through when they get paid, all having to do with rights to their own body, rights to their time, and rights.
Wait,
to
can we
their-
pull it up and just take a look at it?
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
All right. What is it? Sturdystairs.com?
Sturdystairs.com.
You pull that
It's
up?
not like
nice.
like you can actually fill out a survey, but it's just
Yeah, I just want to take a look at the survey. I'm just curious.
And this is done after a shoot.
No,
is it
before.
after every shoot.
Oh, it's after, yeah.
Each member of talent will have a membership, and it'll be anonymous.
Okay.
You know, to the and then that way, like after so many.
So it's like a drop-down menu.
After so many surveys are filled out, we're gonna have data on how different companies act.
All right.
Oh, so
And
then you'll be able to like put out an
kind of like
industry.
a Yelp for
Yeah,
talent.
you'll be able to put out like an industry rankings
Exactly. Yeah.
for girls
And
that
they
are
can
entering
see
the
which
industry.
companies lack in certain areas. And, you know, sometimes if there's a company that runs late all the time, some talent may not care. And they'll just, you know, like, if that's what their problem is, you know, then some talent may not care. And they just, but at least they'll know, okay, I'm going to pack an extra lunch or, you know what I mean?
Do you think, too, like right now, after everything all of you ladies have been through, Ron's got, 22 victims, none in trial, but do you think the industry's a little bit more
Ron's
protected?
got over 50 victims.
Oh, I only saw it on
And
the
that's
website.
official.
Jesus.
And that's not even counting like people in other
Fuck,
states.
that's past the
and-
predator.
Yeah.
God damn. And he had a type, because I know when he flew you out there, you were very innocent. He liked young and innocent, and naive to a point.
Mm-hmm.
But do you feel like the industry itself is more protective of the girls, or do you think it's the same shit? Like, do you think a predator like that, like,
I believe that these things are still happening.
at that rate, like, you think there's a guy?
I mean, I don't know that. Like, there's no Ron Jeremy. There will be no other Ron Jeremy.
He's basically the Harvey Weinstein of fucking porn.
Yeah, I mean, there's
just a
and there's
monster.
really nobody in porn who's from that generation who's been around that long to be another Ron Jeremy. You
Definitely.
know, I mean, it's like a whole new set of people now, really. So, I mean, but there are things that are going on because I do hear some stories, you know.
Oh, geez.
That like firsthand stories of things that happen. It's different stuff, but it's all stuff that like my book reflects different types of examples of things that happen.
Definitely.
And those types of things are still happening.
Those guys in little fucking rooms is real creepy. They all have like a mold. They're like, oh, hey, can we go talk in this little room? And it's just,
Yeah, it's a lot
fucking
of
rape.
like bathrooms and closets.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Oh. But, no.
Well, there are legitimate reasons to go talk in a bathroom or a closet. Some people like cocaine still.
I mean, that, yeah. If you're a
This is a
janitor,
no judgment zone.
If
This
you're like
studio.
no, that's fucking rough.
I have never been doing cocaine in a small bathroom with a lady who does porn, and I have done that.
I've
with
never
multiple
seen
ladies who do-
cocaine on a porn set.
I've never seen
Never?
cocaine on a porn set either, but I
That
have
blew
done
my fucking
cocaine with
mind.
girls who do porn.
I've seen a lot of weed, but I've never seen
Never
coke.
cocaine, huh? Wow. There you go. Color me shocked. I thought that was just like a thing. I
I'm
watched
not
too much
saying it's
Poker
not
Nights.
there. I'm just saying I've
Where
never
you
seen
work,
coke.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, people. Can
I've heard
find
that
the
from other
bathroom
people too.
Yeah,
I've heard that. I've actually heard that from other girls.
Yeah,
That,
I know. Like if I pulled out some coke and just did some, like I'd probably get thrown off.
They'd
the
look
set.
at you like,
yeah, I mean, there's.
they
I'm
don't
sure
want
there's
that.
some
They want-
level of
they want it
decorum.
clean, yeah.
yeah, I'm sure because then it's also like once you're openly doing narcotics and stuff, it raises a lot of, I would imagine, legal issues. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever do Molly while you were on stage or before on stage?
Yes.
Did you ever do high on Molly?
on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was amazing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like doing my fire show on Molly was amazing.
Oh, I'm not.
I'm watching two people with kids just miss
But
drugs.
like, it's the crazy things like that like make me question.
You would feel the heat more. I'm pretty sure on Molly, right? Like it
was
more
yeah.
intense.
Yeah, it was like
Holy fuck! Nah, that's
every
freaking me
breath.
out.
And the thing is like when you're breathing fire, a lot of it is breath control. Like if you fill your lungs first before you put the fuel in, you're not going to accidentally swallow the fuel.
Definitely.
So like when I was like, if I was high on Molly or something else, like I had to really concentrate on my breathing and my timing of when I was doing, or I'd get alcohol up my nose and.
Jesus. But I will say this: you're crazy, son of a bitch, but you survived it. And I'm
Thank you.
Fucking proud to have met you, man.
Thank you. I'm proud to have met you.
It's pretty awesome. I didn't think you would have done Molly on stage with fire.
Yeah.
That threw me off a little bit. Like, oh, maybe she did it after the show to calm down. No, right before I hit the stage.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like a good time.
It was a great time.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been a great show. Jennifer, I want to thank you for coming in. Get the plugs in one more time. Do you have social media that you need people to follow?
I am on Instagram at the real Jennifer Steele. And I am also at JeniferMondello.com.
JeniferMondello.com.
And you can find links to my book on that website too.
Nice.
Or just Amazon.com. You can go get it. Kindle, and the audiobook's coming soon. And I really thank you for coming in. Is there any parting notes that you want to give to people? Anything else to plug?
Thank you for listening.
Okay. Well, Johnny, what's your favorite part of the book? And we'll end with that.
Just at the end when she survived everything. No, her telling the fireman story, which is kind of funny looking back at it, that you've actually did a fire act later in your life. It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I know that is.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that Johnny has sold some books in the last hour. So
It's really good, man.
thank you so much again,
No
Jennifer,
bullshit.
for coming in.
Great
Go get
book.
the book, Adult Agency. Good night, guys.